So today I'm gonna tell you how to make your work not look cheap. This is a problem. I think this is a problem for many beginners at doing Roblox GFX, or especially in terms of graphics, honestly. So how to make your work not look cheap so you can charge more. That's the things I'm trying to help you now. So the thing is that, first of all, use high resolution image when working. Obviously, like when you don't work with HD resolutions, like don't work with 1080p resolutions. That's my take on that, because when you're working with, let's say when you force yourself to work with 4K resolutions or 5K resolutions, it helps you to become more detailed, right? Because you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can view it as a whole, all that kind of stuff. It really helps a lot actually to push out the resolutions and push out the quality even more. I mean, this is what I learned a few years ago, because like at first I didn't really get to start the high resolution images. I never really work on that, but when I work on it, it became like I feel like I'm being more detailed and being more decisive about the work, and eventually the work qualities kind of scale up a little bit. All right, next is avoid the low resolution images. As to add on to the first steps is that when let's say you're doing photo manipulations or you're adding some effects, don't add effects that don't use the effects that has a low resolutions, you know what I mean? You can go up and search on Unsplash, you can search more high quality pictures, but do not use like Google Images, for God's sake. Like, do not use Google Images for that. And there's a lot more options than that, because like it's gonna make your work look cheap. And because the low resolutions, like you can see, like when you zoom in, you can see the pixelate stuff. That's not good. So don't use that. Find a good resources for the images and all that kind of stuff. Actually helps a lot. All right, next is to avoid the high exposure lighting. People often, like when doing the editing refinement stuff, they went overboard about the lighting. They went too much and you lose the detail. I explained this on my Twitter thread some times ago, but like I'll have some examples shown here. Is that actually like having a overboard lighting? Sometimes people go overboard, and when you go overboard lighting or the shadows and all that kind of stuff, it's too much to the point where it loses detail. So keep it at the sweet spot. Be sure to look at the graph thing and see the lights and shadows to make it like balance out. That's the big tips right there that I learned. And the last step is that you need to study compositions. Having studying like compositions really helps a lot, like for sure, like for real, because not a lot of people know this, but you don't see the compositions, you don't see the grid, you don't see anything, because mostly like compositions is like your underwear. You wear it to keep things in place, because if you don't wear it, it's gonna be dangling around, so you don't want that, right? So yeah, that's my key point for the steps that how to make your work not look cheap. And yeah, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Just kidding. If you don't want to, then yeah, I don't mind. But like, if you're watching this video, why not? Yeah, so at the end of the day, here to start. Peace out.